You've been searching online for fully funded scholarship. If that sounds like you, this channel will give you a pathway to fully funded or partly funded scholarship. We have all kind of scholarship for undergraduates, for masters, and for PhD students. If you are one of this category, make sure you check out the list of the scholarship that we have in this channel. And I believe one or two will serve your interest. Okay, so let's start with motivation letter. By the end of this video, you should know how to write effective motivation letter, either for scholarship, for internship, for voluntary position. So let's take a look at what is motivation letter. A motivation letter, also known as a letter of motivation or personal statement, is a one-page document that explains why you are the ideal candidate for the university program, scholarship, job, internship, or voluntary position. So it's a statement you write why the organization need to prioritize you or to select you among many people applying for the same job, the same internship or scholarship. Okay, so what makes a motivation letter approvable? Number one is genuine passion and personalization that shows real interest in the specific opportunity, institution, or organization. So, what are your passions? What are your interests? So, those are the things that motivation letter must carry. Then, clear alignment to demonstrate how your background, skills, and goals match their unique and values. So you must demonstrate how your background, the skill you've acquired, and your goals must match the requirements and the values you want to provide. Then, specific example, you must use a concrete achievement and experience with a quantifiable results where possible rather than vague claim. So you must be able to what? To use the concrete achievements, that is your previous achievements, your experiences that you've gathered. So you must be able to use them in the motivation letter. Strong storytelling. Your motivation letter must convey your unique personal journey, motivations, and future plans. So it must convey your personal journey, your motivations, and what are your plans for the future. Then professional tones. You must be concise, be error-free, enthusiastic, and structured logically. So you must be concise. You don't need to tell stories. Then you don't need to make errors. In 5 years, you do this, you do that. Then in continuation, you are now mentioning 3 years, something like that. So it must be error free. Then enthusiastic and structured logically. You must structure it very well. I will give you an example of this very soon. So an approvable letter stands out by convincing the reader that you are motivated, qualified, and a perfect fit, often tipping the scale in competitive application. So this often tipping the scale in competitive application. So you must be able to convince them that you are a better candidate for the scholarship for the programs. I believe you understand. So let's move forward. So strategic motivation letter. So this your motivation letter must be strategic enough and must contain all these things. It must contain all these things. So the first one is you must have a hook. That is, you must hook the reader with a strong opening. For example, a personal anecdote or a key achievement. So you must have a key achievement. You must be able to state those things that you've achieved so that when they see that, oh, this person has achieved this thing, it will hook them to read more about you. So the next thing is, what problems do you identify in the economy of your country or an industry? in the economy of your country. So you must be able to identify a problem. For instance, in Nigeria, you must be able to identify like unemployment. You must be able to identify job insecurity. There's a lot of problem in Nigeria you can identify. So another one is, how do you intend to solve this problem you identified, and what are your approach? So you must be able to know your approach. Okay, like for instance, in health sector, what are those things you want to provide? So what are those things you want to provide to solve the to solve the issues or the problem you identify in the health sector? So another one is, how will the course you selected will impact your focus? So how will the course you selected, if you select microbiology, how will it impact your focus? You said you want to solve this problem. How will the course you choose help you? So if you are doing masters in accounting, masters in, how will it impact your focus? How will it impact problem that you want to go and solve? I believe you understand that. So the next one says, how will the course influence your decision, and how will the course impact the impact your solution to the problem identified? So how will the course influence your decision, and how will the course impact your solution to the problem you identify? So for example, you have a solution to a particular problem in, let's say, finance sector. How will the course of study influence that? How will the course of study influence the solution you've created, you have in your mind? Before you can, or let me say, before you can have a solution, you must be able to identify a problem. So how will the course help you in that solution? So that is what they are asking. So, where will you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years from now? So, those are the things that you need to put in the motivation letter so that it can be strong and it can be approvable. So, let's go to the next. So, example, let's take a look at this example, and I'll point out some things from here. So, as a senior accountant in Nigeria manufacturing sector, I have witnessed how complex regulation and high operational costs leads to widespread tax non-compliance, draining government revenue and stalling economic growth. At XYZ Company, I led a digital transformation by implementing compliance software that reduced filing error by 40% and saved 2 million naira in annual penalties, proving that systemic issues can be solved through strategic oversight. I have meticulously researched Sweden academic landscape, and I'm drawn to the masters in XYZ University, masters in your course, then in XYZ University. The emphasis on advanced auditing, forensic accounting, and international standard is essential in preparing me to positively influence the industrial sector in Nigeria. Sweden's leadership in ethical governance provides the precise evidence-based model I need to design anti-evasion system. After my studies, I will collaborate with the FIRS and Manufacturing Association to promote digital auditing tools and simplify tax advocacy. My goal is to bridge the gap between regulatory complexity and business survival, ensuring fair competition and increased national revenue. In the next 5 to 10 years, I see myself as a chief financial officer or audit partner, leading national tax reform initiative and mentoring the next generation of accountants to uphold the ethical practice required for Nigerian economic stability. So this example is a very concrete and is 9/10 motivation letter that you can emulate. Don't copy it word for word, just use the pattern that is there. So the first thing is The first thing here is complex regulations and high operational costs. So this is the problem that is being identified. This is the problem that is being identified. Then how do we solve, how have you been solving this problem in your place of work or in your current employment? By what? Implementing compliance software that reduce filing error by 40% and saved what 2 million naira in annual penalties, proving that the systemic issue can be solved through strategic oversight. So this is a solution now that you've been providing previously. So this shows that you have identified the problem for a long time and you have been working on it. Not that you find the problem because you want to apply for scholarship. So you must be able to like tell them that okay, you've been studying this problem for a long time that is happening in the organization or in in this social sector. So and from there you've been able to provide this solution in your own field, and you are able to what to solve this problem in your organization. So now also you were able to what state the you must state the programs you are going for and the university, then emphasize on how it's going to help you by stating the courses that you want to do, that is advanced auditing. Even if it is a course, it must you must those ingredients of that course you must state it. That is the emphasis on this also forensic accounting and international standard is essential. That is important to prepare you to positive influence. So he's telling them that if they allow you to study this course, it's going to help you to solve the problem. So it's going to influence you positively to be able to carry out the solution. So let's move to the next one. Then after my studies, I will collaborate. That is, you partner with an organization in Nigeria or a government agency in Nigeria. So and manufacturing associations to promote digital auditing tools and simplify tax advocacy. So this is telling them that you don't want to like okay study and just neglect the course. You partner with some governmental agencies, some companies to continue solving the problems. So that is what it's saying right here. So to the next one says, in the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, I see myself as a chief financial officer or audit partner. So, how are you seeing yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? So, you need to put that out for them to see. So, not that, okay, you are an auditor before the program and after the program, you are still an auditor. You don't have any plan for the future. You don't plan to grow. You don't plan to be a better person. So they want to see you being a better person in the future. So you must be able to state how you're seeing yourself. I believe you understand that. So this is a very sound motivation letter. You can follow this pattern, but don't copy it word for word, especially if you're an accounting student. This motivation letter is for Sweden scholarship, but don't copy it word for word. I believe you understand. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and I will uh, bring you more information on how to apply for scholarship and some international programs. So please don't forget to subscribe. So guys, I believe you understand this. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comments. I will attempt to it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.